Okay, at 6 p.m. we'll call the meeting to order. Let me remind everyone also to speak into your mics. This time we will have our prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone will please stand, Dr. Whaley will lead us.
Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be here today. We ask you to please bless the mayor, bless the council, bless this agenda, and have us make good decisions. We thank you for our employees and our very dedicated staff that works for us. We thank you for the opportunity to be here in this beautiful area at this beautiful time of the year. Make us grateful for the opportunities that you have given us. Make us worthy of the opportunities and keep us focused on the task and make us all capable of doing your will in our work as council members and mayor. In Jesus' name we ask it. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time we'll have approval of minutes from the previous meeting or meetings. September the 18th, 2025, which was a regular council meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Everyone in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay. November the 6th, 2025, special call meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next one is November 12th, 2025, special called meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, at this time, we will have an administrative update by Ms. Cody.
Thank you, Mayor.
Let me give you this.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. We're going to skip ahead a few slides. Thank you, Jennifer, to the 23 audit. I apologize to everyone for my voice. My allergies are acting up pretty bad this week.
Can you pull that a little closer, Mandy?
I will try. I do want to report, as most of you are aware, Council, the 2023 audit was submitted last week to the Georgia Department of Audits and Accounts, as well as various other state agencies that audit needed to be turned into. We are in the process now of updating the 2023 report of local government finances, which is one of our many required filings annually. That does require audited numbers to be submitted. We formally or previously submitted an RLGF with unaudited numbers so that we would try to maintain some compliance with our filing. We are now updating and revising that filing to reflect those audited numbers. And we continue to work through audit preparations for fiscal year 2024. I had a consultation with a financial consultant on that as recently as this morning. Our fiscal year 25, as you all know, that's the current fiscal year that we are in. We are continuing to work with our staff to reconcile those books. As you are aware, we were without a staff for some time that was able to duly book expenditures and revenues. Our expenditures for fiscal year 25 have been booked through September 30th. We're continuing to work to update that and move into revenues. We're also working through improvements to our accounts payable process and implementation of our purchasing module. The purchasing module did require some IT work, and so there was a momentary pause on that, but we'll be circling back to that in the very near future. Fiscal year 26, as you all know, begins January 1st. We have looked at the financials for that. You all asked at our last meeting to have a workshop on the 26 proposed budget. We will be scheduling that for you this week. So members of council, council-elect, if there are any dates in early December that you know you are not available, please let Jennifer or I know those tonight or tomorrow, because we're going to be scheduling that work session for you all before the week is out. We also set our millage rate last week. We are currently in the process of filing all of our required state documents with the tax commissioner and the state of Georgia. And additionally, we have procured the software and the downloads that we need to begin the billing process. That's a rather complicated process. We work with our software team and the tax commissioner and the state So that's a combined effort between our financial consultant, myself, and our finance staff, but that has been started. Our financial consultant started it, and we're moving that into the staff processes, actually today. We started that. Moving forward, to part of our HR responsibilities that you contracted me to see to, a significant part of those are staff trainings. I won't read these to you, they're in your handout, council, but as you can see on the previous screen as well as this screen, a number of your staff have been engaged in formal training. We do a lot of informal training in-house every day, on processes and procedures, ordinances and policies, but this is the formal training where the staff is engaged. And then on the next slide is scheduled training that various members of the staff are registered for and will be attending in the very near future. At this point, I'm gonna turn, Mayor, if I may, part of the presentation over to the city clerk, Jennifer Bates. Jennifer oversees not only the city clerk's office and the open records, but also our zoning and permitting, which includes business licensing and alcohol licensing. And as you know, she also conducted your elections. So she's gonna give us an update on those activities and help me save my voice. Thank you, Jennifer.
Sure, thank you, Mandy. For zoning and permitting, we don't have any November cases at this point that made our submission dates, and we do have December training planned for the Planning Commission and Council, another date that we'll be arriving to. We've also finished and shared available to the public on our website the 2026 land use activity calendar, which is all those dates that they need to make to get a development team meeting with internal staff, as well as to be on the Planning Commission calendar and then moving forward to a council meeting. So they have all those dates available. As Mandy said, our new software implementation still continues. It has been a pretty large project trying to get the zoning and permitting office off the ground with that. And we continue to work on that diligently with their team, but we're looking at sometime in January being able to finish and get that off the ground. Also for updates on active applications, so as of yesterday, November 17th, permitting applications, I put on the slide in process of review because Mandy likes to clarify that either it's in our court or in the applicant's court. So we have 19 that we're actively working on, and those are not waiting on us, they're just at various stages of the process. So we may still just have one document we're waiting on, or we may be, finalizing signatures. So they're just at various levels. Zoning applications in process, kind of the same process and review. We have 7 of those. And on the next slide, I just shared the land use calendar, which, as mentioned, is also available on the website. So you can see we have the annexation, rezone, conditional use, and special exceptions are a little bit different than our variance and appeals on the bottom. So hopefully this is a resource that'll be really helpful for everybody meeting their timelines. For the occupational tax certificates and alcohol renewals, for our 2025 alcohol renewals that we've been diligently working on this year, all the applications that were submitted, we have contacted multiple times. And at this time, we're happy to report we only have 1 that was licensed in 2025 that we're still working to get their renewal. So that's great news from our last meeting. The 2025 occupational tax certificate, affectionately referred to as the business license, we now have only 97, greatly down from some of our previous reports that are still in need of renewal from 2025. So at this point, our alcohol renewal application changes that took effect at the September council meeting, that application is being developed for the 2026 renewal, and we're on track with that at this time. The 2026 renewal season has begun, and all the reminders have been mailed out. So some changes to that process that happened in September. We don't send an invoice anymore. We have drafted what we refer to as a reminder letter, which actually is a little bit more assistance to the customer, we hope. So on November 14th, we issued all reminder letters, and the reminder letters detailed the process of the renewal, directing them to the proper forms on our website. Kelsey was gracious to, basically do a step-by-step on that so that they're hopefully more able to just, at submission, give us a completed application so we can move through these quicker. Just for update, 570 Occupational tax certificates are currently licensed for 25, so all of those received their renewal. 50 alcohol licenses received their renewal reminder, 43 short-term rental registration permits, and 5 certificates of public convenience and necessity. So they have all received that letter, and Kelsey is available for any questions they have, and we hope we can get that moving smoother.
Jennifer, I have one quick question. I had a restaurant owner text me yesterday. He said that in his text, he said we were able to submit our applications online and wanted to know, it doesn't seem to be working right now. Will they be able to do that with their, alcohol license?
Well, at this time, that is the transition that we're in with our new software. So we are just sending them to PDF versions on the website right now, and they'll need to submit those to Kelsey.
Okay, so
For a packet.
eventually we'll have that in place.
Eventually, it will be where they can go back on and submit documents and payments,
Okay,
but it's
I'll let
just
them know.
not to that point
Okay,
yet.
I'll let them know. Thank you, sorry.
That's okay. For municipal election update, the new incoming council members, by vote of the city, Mayor-elect Mr. Andy Rhodes, Post 2 Councilman-elect Mr. John Bubba Gibbs, and for Post 4 Councilwoman-elect Miss Jacqueline Kiker. So we'd like to welcome you guys and looking forward to working with you. Certified results were submitted to the Secretary of State on Friday, November the 7th, and I did place a call today to make sure that they didn't see anything outstanding from us and that, you know, we had checked all the boxes. So we did get that send off from them today. Also, we're preparing the date for the swearing in of the incoming council members, and when we get that date, we'll release that to you guys as soon as that is formally planned.
Mayor, that concludes our report. I'll be happy to take any questions from council.
Are there any questions? Okay. The next item, thank you both for your update, by the way. The next item is approval of agenda or motion to amend, and I would like to ask the council to amend the agenda to add 7F, a motion to amend the agenda to add authorization for city attorney in reference to legal matter concerning the city. If you will, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second? Okay, we won't have a roll call vote. If all are in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I think it was fine. Okay, the next item is discussion item, and I'm going to let Mandy take this over and Chuck, since this is in reference to the ordinance, so.
Since Mandy's struggling a little bit with her voice, I'll take over. This is second reading of ordinance BR 2025-10. Essentially what it does is it changes the way that we measure height, building height in the ordinance. As it currently reads, building height is measured from the lowest point where the foundation intersects the ground. This would change it essentially to the highest point where the foundation, did I get that backwards? Okay, the highest point where the foundation intersects the ground, but would cap the building height at 50 feet. And then there would be corresponding changes to the development restrictions for each of the zones.
Okay. Is there a motion? We can have a motion, a second, and then we can have discussion.
I move that we approve ordinance number BR 2025-10 as presented, except that the 50 feet maximum height limit be reduced to 40 feet in all affected zoning districts.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion?
What did you just ask?
Discussion. Is there discussion?
On this, I would like to suggest that maybe we workshop it. I know that we've got several coming up that Mandy's wanting to do with the zoning board and with the new elected people, to where the decisions that we make, you know, they're coming in office within the next 40 days. So I do feel like that what we decide affects them, to where this is something that we need to make sure that we're making a right decision. And, I mean, it could be, or, you know, maybe just explaining it to where it's transparent to the public too.
Okay, well, would you like for them to explain it then? So it's transparent? Would you
I
like-
would like to workshop it.
I agree. We workshopped all changes on zoning since we've been in, so.
Well, there is a motion on the table, so we'll have to do that. We'll have to have the vote, and then we can, yeah.
About Robert's Rules of Order, does the motion to table and workshop take precedence over the primary motion? My read would be that it does.
Well, what I would recommend, because once the motion is seconded, it belongs to a body. But what I would recommend is that there be a motion to withdraw the motion and then allow for tabling.
Or can't you just vote on this one, vote on it, and then somebody make a motion?
You can, but I mean, I
A
suppose the.
motion to table takes precedence.
Yeah, I would just withdraw, the motion is before the body, so I would just have a motion to withdraw.
Do you want to withdraw it?
No.
I'll withdraw my second.
Well, again, I mean, I think we've got a motion that's before the body, I mean, it belongs to the body.
So if not, we will vote on it, and then we can go from there, okay? So we do have a motion on the table, so we will have the vote, and then if you want to make a motion to do a workshop, we can do that. So, okay, we will begin. Angie Arp,
No.
Bill Bivens,
No.
Christy Kay,
No.
Dr. Whaley,
Well, that takes,
or Jack Taylor, you're next in alphabetical.
Yes.
And, yeah,
I'll vote yes.
okay,
No, I'll vote no.
vote, okay. Okay, so this time, do we have another motion on the table?
I make a motion to table it and do a workshop on it.
Okay. Can you incorporate that
Like
workshop
before or
maybe into?
Before or after they come in, before or after.
I mean, I would like to have a workshop with them on it. I feel like if I was coming in council.
Well, they are going to be part of the budget workshop, and I think it's important too, Christy, that we did create that ordinance. We changed it. It had been like we were suggesting since 1978, had not been changed until 2 years ago. So I think it's important that the people who created that ordinance, in conjunction with maybe the new group, but I think you guys created it, so I think it's better to, or you guys changed it. So I think it'd be better so we could all be involved. Maybe in December, could we do that since we're all gonna have the budget? Would that work for everybody? And then we could possibly vote on it? Okay, that works then.
So you want to wait till after the first of the year, or do you want to do it? Oh.
Yep.
Oh, needs a second. Well,
Okay, is there a
what's the motion?
second?
You wanna-
Is there a
you wanna clarify
second?
The motion? 'Cause
Did you finish it?
no, do you want?
She did finish it, didn't she?
I
table it
thought
till
she
after-
finished it, but I could be wrong.
Table it
Just
till
table
after the new mayor and council takes office?
Okay, let's let her finish her own motion, Angie.
I'm
Okay,
question- I'm just
thank you.
asking her.
Okay, would you just, okay, let's just do this. Let's repeat your motion and you put in there what you think.
I just, what did we discuss, Mandy, with tabling it? Like, if I wanted to table it to have a workshop, what would the
All right,
correct date?
what I would suggest is maybe there's a motion to table consideration of ordinance number BR 2025-10.
Okay, a motion to table ordinance number BR 2025-10.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, let's do a roll call vote on this one too. Angie,
Yes.
Bill Bivens,
Yes.
Christy,
Yes.
and Jack,
No.
and Dr. Whaley.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Moving right along to the action items, discussion. Number A, discussion and consideration of motion for an application to rezone parcel BR 153, also known as 460 East or West Main Street, from C1 to CBD. This was actually tabled. I believe Mr. Williams is here tonight. You were out of the country when we had your public hearing. So I would like to give him an opportunity to speak tonight, to let you guys know what he's thinking. I know you guys had tabled and you didn't hear from him, so I would like to give him that opportunity. Even though this isn't a public hearing, you missed that opportunity, but we're gonna give you the opportunity to speak.
Appreciate that. Thanks for hearing me. We've I built the building in 2005, and we been running my wife's pediatric practice there for right about 20 years now. I rent out the bottom spaces, so it's pretty much a professional office building. I'd like to get it zoned like all my neighbors are. Everybody up and down the street from me is all commercial business district, and I would like to also be commercial business district for a variety of different reasons. And you know, if you guys want to throw in an alcohol license, I'll take that too. But anyway, I thought maybe you'd have some questions for me or anything. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
You're basically the only observer that we can find of the process that was accomplished, we believe, in 2008, where all of the neighboring properties were zoned CBD and yours was not.
Right.
Now, was that because of a desire to not seek CBD, or were you of the opinion that you were being, I have been told that you were of the opinion that you were rezoned like everybody to your sides, and were shocked, stunned, and amazed to discover that you were not?
Correct.
So can you please enlarge on that and tell me how much of what I have heard is incorrect?
Yeah, I mean, that's correct. I mean, after we'd finished building the building, I got a call from Mr. Fortner at the time saying that everybody else on the block wanted to be CBD, and did I have an objection to that? And I said no, and I made an assumption. I don't know if that was correct or not. It turned out to be incorrect, that it, you know, everybody was being rezoned and that I would be included in that, but I wasn't. So I don't know why. I don't know if I should have done something at that time. I'm not sure. But I thought that it was all going to be done, sir.
So since that time, 2008, roughly 18 years, you have been under the opinion that you are CBD.
Correct.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there another question? Okay, thank you. You may be seated. Is there discussion amongst the council?
Yeah, I make a motion that we table this again until the new council and mayor are seated.
Okay, is that, can you keep tabling these?
See if there's a second.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Let's have a roll call vote. Angie?
To the table.
Okay,
So this
yeah,
is to table it? Or
to table
workshop
it. This is a motion to table. Any discussion? Not to workshop it, just to table
Until
it.
the mayor and city council are seated.
So,
They're just wanting to table it.
so then we would so it would be brought back up for the new.
I think if it's brought before the new council, there would probably have to
If
be a
you
new
follow
hearing
our-
because
if
we've
you-
had a public hearing with this group, so I'm not really sure exactly how that would work. This group had the public hearing, and,
If you follow our rules, a table
Yeah.
motion comes up at the next
yeah,
scheduled meeting.
she did ask for the
And
new
you-
council.
If he's tabling it, then it
Yeah.
will come up in our December
Yeah.
meeting.
Is that fair with everybody? And then you could table it again if you want to at that point, so.
How many times we gonna table it before we get to the problem? I mean, I believe, as long as I've been here, we might have tabled 3 things. Am I correct, Chuck? Maybe 3, 4 things?
I don't remember, actually. It has not been a
Are we
lot.
the group that tables things, or do we make decisions?
Well, I favor making a decision on the matter since I
Well, let's
asked the
make a
question.
decision, Doc, right or wrong, good or bad,
Well,
let's
you
at
got,
least make a decision.
you got another motion to table on the,
I
Yeah,
understand.
there's a
Yeah.
motion and a second, so,
And the motion.
Well, I believe it's discussion.
and the motion is
Anyone-
it is
Council?
discussion,
My
yes.
thing is with
Yep.
it being CBD, I think, I don't know, see, I would like to discuss this to be able to see could we require them to allow parking so it's not to where can we do that to where if it's turned into CBD, can they have to require parking?
I'm not opposed to requiring parking and doing the things that need to be done. What I'm opposed to is sitting up here and us tabling this thing over and over and over and over and over while this man right here sits in the audience trying to do something with his property. Now, we either have to let this man do something with his property with our guidelines that we set, or we need to tell him no.
I would ask the question of the city attorney, but I think I know the answer. We can't change this to CBD and place requirements on that CBD piece of property that don't exist on any other pieces of property, such as you gotta have parking or you gotta have something else. Am I not correct?
Yeah, no, you can zone with conditions.
You can zone it with requirements.
So
Okay.
this man goes back to the house and waits another month, and then we table it again for the next mayor and council to come in to see what they wanna say.
Yeah, I would rather vote it. I would rather vote it.
Today, tonight?
Yeah.
Well, we do have a motion on the table, so we will have to vote on that, and then we can come
So
back.
but if we vote on it, are we doing it with conditions for
With
parking?
stipulations.
With stipulations?
Well, Bill's motion was actually to table it, so we had a second,
Oh.
so we will have to either withdraw that motion. Would you like to withdraw the motion, Bill?
No.
So Bill does not want to withdraw the motion.
Hold on. Once a motion is seconded, the person making the motion doesn't control it anymore.
Okay.
It belongs
The
to,
body
it
controls
it.
belongs to the body. So I think we either need to go ahead and vote on the motion to table, or if there's a motion to withdraw the motion, then there's a second, and the easiest thing to do would be to just go ahead and vote on the
Yeah.
motion to table. It either fails or it passes.
There you go.
And if it
Agreed.
fails,
At
then
least
another
this man
motion. then it-
leaves knowing
Yeah.
what's going on with his property.
So we're going to vote on the motion that Bill made, and we're going to go and vote on that. And then if we want to make another motion after that, if this one fails or passes, we'll go from there. Okay, let's begin with Angie Arp. Do you support the motion?
Yes.
Okay. Bill Bivens.
Yes.
Christy K.
I get,
Just yes or no?
yeah, no, I think it should be workshop. Or like us put stipulations on it, so I don't.
So you
You're
vote, so you
voting
vote
to
no.
Yes
So
or no on table?
No,
No.
no on tabling it.
Okay, no on tabling. Okay, no on tabling. Okay, Jack Taylor.
No on table.
Okay, Dr.
No.
Whaley. Okay, so that
Another
your
motion would be
motion
in order.
passes or fails. So is there another motion?
Yes, I will make a motion that we grant this with stipulations that we bring forth following our ordinances. The setbacks, the parking, and those things. Can I do that, Chuck?
It'll be subject to that anyway.
Right. What we have to consider is the space that's down there, what the parking is, because I live right above that myself. And you cannot add more parking. You cannot add more parking to that area because we're already overwhelmed there. When we have a get-together on the weekend, they're parked in the middle of the street, they're parked all over. So we have to take into consideration the people that live in those residential areas while still taking his rights into consideration as well. So however I need to word that, we'll word it.
Mr. How many parking spaces do you currently have?
About 25.
About 25?
How
Okay.
many do you foresee having when you do whatever you do?
I'm not gonna do anything to the parking. I mean, I don't plan to do anything.
Okay, are
Okay.
we allowed to ask him if he's increasing the size of the building?
Well, sure.
Are you going, do you have plans to increase the size of the building?
No, sir.
So basically, you want to put something in that building and leave the parking places that are existent now.
Yeah, I'll leave it as it is now. It's fully rented out. I've got leases on everything, and my wife is still practicing, so I don't plan to do anything.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, just a suggestion, if that's the wishes
Yeah.
of the council. If there's a motion to approve, it could be conditioned on maintaining the existing number of parking spaces. It would be a condition of zoning, and if the property owner wanted relief from that condition, they would have to come back before the body.
Okay,
In other
that
words,
makes
if they
sense.
wanted to reduce it, then they would have to come back, because it is a zoning condition, they would have to come back.
What you said, that's my motion.
Let me ask
Okay.
you, what if
I got
he
something to say.
sells it, somebody else buys it, decides to
Absolutely.
bulldoze it? Like, does the parking still go with the property, like if it's
It
required?
would still be conditioned on maintaining the same number of parking spaces.
What
So
about,
that-
what if they build something bigger though, and then there's not enough parking spots?
It's,
They would have to come
he
back
has to
from-
keep it.
To vary from the existing number of parking spaces, they would have to come back before the council. It would essentially be another rezoning. So they would be coming in with an application for relief from that condition.
So we're just gonna put him CBD, we're gonna change him to CBD. He's gonna maintain the same parking spaces that he has, that's gonna be one of the requirements. And if he comes back, he wants less, he's gonna have to come before the council, is that what you're saying?
No, if he wants more.
If he wants
Yeah,
more parking.
Yeah, if he needs
No,
more.
if he wants less parking is what I'm saying. If he wants to take 25 parking places and turn them into 10, he's gotta come back before the council to do that.
But let me add, so if a building goes there and it's bigger and they put whatever, like rentals up top and more spaces down below, it's gotta cover all of the parking with, right? Like, is that,
So if, with the current zoning, if it is residential on top, there have to be 2 parking spaces
Okay.
per that. But that's not
Okay.
even,
No.
and that's not in his plan.
well, I know, but,
And I think he would have to maintain all the parking spaces. He currently says you have 27,
Roughly 25.
25, 27. Whatever is there currently would have to be maintained.
yeah,
If he wanted to decrease that amount, he would have to come back to the council
okay.
for
If he's wanting
approval.
to.
Yeah,
Okay.
to take that away. And if you're familiar with it, it has a lot of parking spaces in the back and then down the side. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's, yeah,
Person in that district that has Arnold parking.
yeah. Yeah, actually you are.
From now on.
Okay, is there a second?
Just a second, please.
Well, let us do this because I need to stay on track here. We need to have a second and then we'll have discussion. So is there a second to Jack's motion? Is there a second?
Christie, his motion is your motion.
No, it's-
I'll second Jack's
Okay,
motion.
so we have, yes. So what we will do, we'll open it up for discussion now for the council.
Okay, so when you rezone, I mean, he may never do anything, he may sell it and somebody else, so the consideration would be is what somebody else could do. And if this ordinance is changed, that Jack is wanting, that means that, they can build up to 40 feet, go up to the highest point at West First, and I think I've mentioned this before, and build 35 feet, and then come down on West Main and go up 40 feet. And if they do, second and third level condos or whatever, then they will have to provide their 2 parking spots. But if they only do office spaces, you know, probably these parking spaces they have would work, but I don't know about for both. So you're still saying that regardless what, if he sells this property and somebody builds it out 3 stories high, 35 feet here, 40 on the bottom, if they need more parking spaces than what they already have, the 25 or 27, we'd have to determine that. They'd have to come back to the council to get approval.
That's right, and the way that administratively, the way you would detect that is when somebody decides to do something different with the property, right? They've got to come to the city and get a permit. And when they apply for the permit, one of the things you do is you review it to make sure that whatever it is they're proposing is consistent with the zoning on the property. Here, the zoning on the property would include the condition that they maintain the existing property on the property, on parking on the property. So if they want to do anything different than that, then whoever that person is would have to come and apply for relief from that condition. But it would be caught at the permitting stage.
Okay,
So he couldn't take out 10 parking places, Christie,
yeah.
and build a bigger building. I don't want that at all. I don't want the traffic from there coming off in the residential areas. So that's the reason we put in, if he has 30 now, he has to keep 30. He has to have 30 places for those folks to park.
And if the building's expanded, he's gotta have parking for
He still has to keep
whatever
those 30
the extra
yep.
spots, if he's added anything.
Under the zone.
Yeah,
You have to adhere to the zoning.
Yes.
okay.
Okay, so we have any further discussion? Okay, we're going to have a road.
Let me once again
Yeah.
ask the applicant. You have indicated at the moment that you have no plans to get rid of how many spaces you have, nor do you have any plans to enlarge the footprint of the building that's on the property. So is this discussion, do you feel hard done by, as my English patients say, by this discussion, or do you feel it's been fair and that the decision meets with your maybe not your best wishes, but your approval.
Well, I have a couple of thoughts about it, that, you know, there's a lot of properties up and down that street that are zoned CBD that haven't had any requirements like this put on it. It's almost as if I'm being punished for doing the right thing by building my own parking. That's a little onerous to me, but I can live with it. If at the time, when I got the zoning last time, if I could have gotten the zoning I wanted when I built, I would have built closer to the front, and I would have had even more parking, because that was my plan. I could only use the lot the way I was allowed to use it for C1, so that cut down the number of parking places I could have. So, no, I mean, I understand that you guys are looking out for the well-being of Blue Ridge, and I like Blue Ridge, and I can't imagine, by the way, anyone ever wanting to pay, you know, a couple of $1 million for a building and then bulldoze it. I know Blue Ridge property is really, really valuable, but I'm not sure it goes that high. So you pretty much have to, at least, the building is the building. That's not what you're gonna use if you buy it, if somebody buys it.
The only reason why I asked that too is because we've rezoned stuff before, and then it turned around and sold, and then didn't have a buffer. Because we rezoned something and then the property owner did something else. So I just wanted to make sure that we are protecting Blue Ridge and making sure that parking is a problem now. It wasn't 20 years ago, it is now, to where it does need to be looked at.
Parking's always gonna be a problem until we fix it.
Correct. But I did the right thing and built parking. By the way, I mean, again, I'll abide by what you say. I don't have any choice in that matter, but.
Well, if you look down the street,
I may sell the building someday.
if you look down the street, the Black Sheep and that doesn't have parking.
That's
They
correct.
park in front of their building. You are the only building down there that has parking inside its lot, in its perimeter.
Right.
That's the reason I'm saying we need to make a decision tonight, because you're not gonna push that parking out on the street.
No.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. We're gonna have a roll call vote. Angie Arp.
Would you care to repeat your motion again? or the
Well,
motion?
I think the motion is a motion to approve the rezoning, condition on the property owner maintaining the existing parking on the property.
That's correct.
Okay, and so Angie.
Yes.
Okay. Bill Bivens.
No.
Okay. Christy Kay.
Yes.
Jack Taylor
Yes.
and Bill Whaley.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the next item is a consideration of a motion to approve special event permit and concession license with Blue Ridge on Ice LLC. And you should have that in your packet. Is there a motion?
I move we approve.
Second.
Okay. Let's have a roll call vote on that one. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Discussion and consideration of a motion to cancel drinking water lead service line loan. I'm not gonna read that whole thing, in the amount of $490,000 approved on November the 14th, 2024. And I think this again is, Mandy, if you want to discuss anything on it, part of just really cutting back on the water sewer expenses at this point. Anything you want to add?
This project, Mayor, has been all but completed without the necessity of these funds, so this would just take this note off of Blue Ridge's obligations. It's unnecessary funding.
Is there a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the council drinking water lead service line loan.
Okay.
DWLS L 2023085-L in the amount of $490,000. Approved November 14th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, perfect. Okay. The next item, discussion and consideration of a motion. Oh, I'm sorry, did we not vote? I'm ready to get out of here. I have 2 meetings left. Okay, let's have, I think on that one, let's have a roll call vote. Angie?
To cancel, yes.
Yeah, to cancel.
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Christie?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
And Bill Whaley.
Yes.
Okay, now, moving right along. The next one is discussion and consideration of a motion to engage the firm of Welch Walker and Associates. This is for the audit for the financial statements and single audit for fiscal year 2025 at a price not to exceed $28,000. Is there a motion?
So
I
moved.
move, some,
Okay,
I'll
second.
second that.
Okay, let's do a roll call on this one as well. Angie?
Yeah, no, I have one question.
Uh-huh.
Is this for the, this is for that single audit that we have to do?
No, we voted on that in the last meeting.
Yeah, we did.
So this is for financial statements and the single audits for, for.
For
I'm sorry,
25,
yes,
this will be
yes.
for the new council coming in.
Yes,
all then.
so yes.
Yep. Okay, so yes, Bill Bivens,
Yes.
Christie,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
and Bill Whaley.
Yes.
Okay. The next item, discussion and consideration of a motion for appointment for a planning commission to fill the vacancies created by resignation of Angelina Powell. So we actually have 3. I just received a new one. He just brought it over to me. Dr. Whaley has applied, I guess, even though I guess the term would start after December the 31st. So we have 2 other applicants. Jennifer, I know, do you have you sent the information to the council? Jamie Self and Ken Wilson. Have you guys had a chance to review? We do need to get this position appointed because of the training that's coming up. So
This is the final position, isn't it?
I believe so, yes. Yep.
You wanna do that, Doc?
Yeah.
Man, you glut for punishment.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Well, I'm good with Dr. Whaley, so I'll make the motion if he wants to do it.
Definitely been through the zoning.
Is there a second?
Definitely been
I'll
through the
second.
zoning changes.
Okay. Well, Dr. Whaley, you can't vote on this one, so we'll let Angie,
Yes.
Bill Bivens,
Yes.
Christie,
Yes.
and Jack.
Yes.
So I guess your term would start January 1st. So,
I'll go to the training.
yeah, and go to training as a council member. Yes.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Doc.
Yeah, when I saw that, you hand delivered it just now. There you go. Okay, the next item is 7E, which is what we just added. Do I have a motion?
That was actually
Oh,
F.
F, yep, 7F. So, is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the city attorney to determine who owns, operates, or administers, to include all administrators of, the Facebook page known as Blue Ridge, Georgia Government, and to serve as cease and desist letter of all and any other legal means to stop the dissemination of any information, any false information as appropriate.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, let's have a roll call vote. Angie,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Christie,
Yes.
Jack Taylor,
Yes.
and Bill Whaley.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I believe we do not need to go into executive session. So do I have a motion? Well, let's have public comments. Yes, public comments. Anyone? You'll have 3 minutes if you want to come up to the mic. Troy?
Good evening, Mayor Hay, city council members. Thank you for the work that you're doing and the weight that carries on the part of the community, the decisions you make. My name's Troy Sherburne. I'm a local realtor, business owner, and co-president of the Blue Ridge Business Association. Appreciate the council's decision to table the height ordinance and move into the workshop setting. When a topic touches both the character of our mountain town and the future growth, getting it right matters. From a real estate perspective, clarity is everything. Homeowners, builders, developers all need consistent and predictable definitions of how height is measured, so projects stay on track, buyers stay confident, and neighbors know what to expect. A clear rule builds trust on every side, so thank you for that. At the same time, our mountain character is a big part of our economic engine. Many of our businesses, especially downtown, thrive because visitors fall in love with the charm and the human scale of Blue Ridge. So I appreciate your willingness to study this carefully, and we have both clarity and stewardship together. And for the fun part, I also want to get a quick thank you regarding the Light Up Blue Ridge. The new Christmas tree is up and ready for the lighting, and it looks fantastic. I think we got, what are we, 20 feet? 30 feet tall. And a big thank you. We thought that we could get it up all ourselves, but we definitely needed Denny and his crew to come up and help get that up together. But it's going to be a great a great new addition to the city park. So it's a lot better than the dim lights that it was. Finally got it shaken out. But just thank you again, guys, for your care, your patience, and your commitment to keep the Blue Ridge Mountains steady as we move forward.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Good evening. I'm Cesar Martinez. I have a business in Blue Ridge, and I also am co-president of the Blue Ridge Business Association. I just wanted to come up here and talk a little bit about all the financial things I've seen, especially in the last edition of the newspaper, where there was all kinds of conversation going on there about what's been going on and the dire straits that the city's in from a financial standpoint. I just wanted to remind people, seeing how it was extremely negative, all of those, which if the finances of the city need to be taken care of, don't doubt that. I just want to remind people that basically you have to go back to when Eric Soroka resigned, and we went through basically 3 years of this council not taking action to either hire a finance director who was qualified or a city administrator. I understand we do have a part-time city administrator right now, but what really concerns me is that we still you haven't even started looking at having a full-time city administrator. So we're going on almost 4 years without one. And then you wonder why our finances are in the straits that they're in. So you read the paper and you hear all about everybody who made comments. It's Cody, and who we had, Robbie Stewart was quoted, Bill Whaley was quoted, Jack Taylor was quoted, even Angie Arp was quoted. The only person who wasn't quoted, and who probably could have given some basic understanding of what's going on, was the mayor. No one asked her a question. No one gave her side in the paper. I find that interesting. The other thing that bothered me about what's going on in the paper is when they talk about the money that's been spent on lawsuits. I think that went through there. I think everybody has to go back again and remind themselves that some of those suits started with a recorded phone call by Bill Bivens saying that the zoning height was done to basically do something against mayor. I don't want to quote what he said because I probably shouldn't. Anyway, that's what started it. And if you remember, and I'll remind you, this council voted to investigate that. A month later, they voted to not investigate themselves, which ethically, I think, shouldn't have even happened. There shouldn't have even been a vote on that. And then it was talked about the van that the mayor bought. She bought it to help. Oh, really? This council refused to hire a driver for that van. That's the problem. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak? Okay. Now I can call for a motion to adjourn the meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, everyone in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you all. I was ready to get out of there. No public comments.
All do it? Both of them? All of them?
Hey, here's Dr. Whaley's, what he got.